Hello there, greetings. Thank you for joining us for tonight's communication. Waiting for the internet to, there we go. Lock in, lock on. Okay, greetings everyone. Yeah, it's gonna be probably another short connection. So do what I can as for information to be brought to you. Well, I think it's the Washington Post. I'll just go into it real quick. Mark. Washington Post, as you can see, here it has admits it says UFOs, blah blah blah. It's kind of humorous, but I didn't read all through it. But at least it's being brought out into the mainstream, so that's getting kind of interesting. So, and this is going into mainstream news, so it does seem like they're testing things out. Like I said, there's a possibility of more public disclosures. It's a very, of course, we still have a long way of understanding where we're heading, but you never know. There's still, we have a long way to go. I mean, if the government finally acknowledges what's going on, that article, I guess, says something around that. At least it's not, nothing's been publicly fully, that basically have not had a press conference about it. Let's put it that way. Obviously, as well, I mean, what I feel is that there's a lot of positive work going on. It's going to continue to do so. I don't see the robot apocalypse coming anytime soon, or at all for that matter. It just takes the Earth a while to heal itself through its direction. Now, understand, I wasn't going to put this as a title of the video, but I figured it's out there, might as well. But I was going to do more about the weather that's going on. It's California, and California. I was going to bring up the article, but it's right about this is like the worst wildfire, at least in that area of Los Angeles, and obviously you cannot prove weather wars here. No, I just switched subjects there, but tough. Because that's where I was going to go into. Anyway, the government is talking about this stuff, blah blah blah. They're going to water it down. It is interesting. Who knows? I mean, it'd be interesting to keep this up, like month by month, going. Talk about mainstream news, talks about it. Of course, they're going to water it down, but it's interesting. Eventually, it's going to have to start rolling, and more of the positive elites are assisting. It's going to get stronger, stronger, stronger. As you can tell, humanity is still having these difficulties on its own identity, let alone connecting to aliens. That doesn't even know itself. How you can connect to aliens? You don't even know who you are, as most don't. Well, not spiritually, at least. They don't realize they're capable of a great amount of things. It's just all rejection or whatever it might be. Spiritual communities at war with each other, usually. For the most part, there are groups that are like that. I know more than you, or I connect to blah 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 all the time. Da, 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 da. It's like that's why I'm not involved with any of it. So what's the point of it? Of course, they say I'm a big ego trip, so whatever. I'm not involved. So basically, well, yeah, the way I see it, it's just like anything else. It's something new. Some put a big ego around it. Basically, just I feel like connecting to these beings is like connecting to relatives I've not seen in a long time. And these relatives sometimes are aggravating to a certain degree. At least reptilians can be at times, but for the most part, it's a very peaceful connection. So that's the way I look at it. It's like connecting to an old friend, you can say. Instead of this whole big ego trip, an alien touched me in the head, blah, 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 which is good to have that experience. Eventually it will become more physical. Anything's possible. Will the government do a fake alien invasion? I don't see them doing that. I believe they obviously want to. I don't think they're going to do it. I just don't see it happening. The resources, they're not very good at doing things. Even the shadow government has issues. So they're doing pretty good at keeping themselves quiet, that's for sure. At least mostly hidden, for that matter. Of course, I'm not in the areas where they're Either way, I don't live by a government base, as far as I know. No, like in uh, like in New Mexico, was it Albuquerque, that you have your commercial airport and then you have your military airport. I think it's all combined into one. It's like, so in your airplane is like, oh, look at that nice military vehicle out there. What the fuck is that? So it's right in your face. Obviously, when you get more into the Arizona area, it gets a little bit more in your face. And it's like the real America is really around there, at least in Arizona, the desert areas. It's not really Washington D.C. So if you're on those little hotspot areas, most likely you probably get visitations, probably see things. I'm not sure about Sedona. I mean, obviously you get you see things probably in the vortexes there are a lot stronger, obviously, but I don't know. It seems like anywhere there's a military base, that's definitely you're gonna get a lot of reaction, especially if you're on the military base for sure. So it's interesting how this stuff's in the news. So I digress. All right, weather wars basically is what I'm connecting more of, like Los Angeles is basically, you know, talking crazy, but what's new? This has been happening obviously for a very long time. It was in 2012. There was a hurricane that just came out of nowhere and rammed up the coast, and during the election time, which is a very strange time for a hurricane to go in that area. I believe I forget what, I think it was still in hurricane season, but I believe that's another reason why Romney lost or something like that. I think it was Romney I was running at the time. So yeah, I believe so. So at the time, I didn't think much of it. It's like, come on, really? And then now I'm like, yeah, they have to throw everything they can. They try different methods, but how can you prove that they mess with the weather? You can't. So it's more reason why they screw around with it. It's like, how are you going to tell? How do you know that they're doing it? So basically, I feel the negative Illuminati energies are losing their cool. They see the future. They see themselves not there. As for when that's going to happen, who knows? Like when they're fully dethroned, it's not coming around anytime soon. Could be 400, 500, could be 2,000 years from now. Either way, they are losing their grip, and it's going to continue to do so. And yeah, it's like it's unraveling all their manipulations, and it has to go through generation and generation for it to come less, less, and less. We're in the thick of it still, but doesn't mean we won't have anomalies to change. Oh, that's right. I was going to put predictions in the title of this, but I'll do that Wednesday if I remember to do that. Yeah, basically, oh, that's right. I was going to post something else. Anyway, I'm jumping all over the place. All right. It's a long day, as usual. Holidays can't come any faster. At least I can have some peace of mind, hopefully. Maybe. Where am I going with all this? Yeah, basically, I feel them losing their steam. They're cool. And 2018, yeah, not a whole lot. Well, then again, it's not much to predict, really. Once again, it's just like we are. It's going to go into it's going to strangeness is coming. That's all. I guess I really don't have to do a prediction thing. I don't know, but the weird has increased. We already saw that with the weather. Most likely to see it some more. I don't think it's going to be continents like breaking apart, leaving, but next year is probably going to be a very bizarre year. We're already experienced that to a certain degree. So what happened with the sex scandals, we saw that coming, and this is just the beginning. As for what, I don't know, but it's just going to get more and more bizarre. Even when mainstream news can't. Possibly they'll have alien sightings. I just saw a vision of that. Alien sightings during like live broadcasts for the news. It's like stuff they can't. I mean, real aliens, not the government stuff. Is here they're going to tippy toe into our society basically. Little by little, just fragments here and there. No, I'm saying weird. I'm not saying necessarily it's going to be alien. That's going to probably be a part of it to a certain degree. there's going to be much other things. Just third dimension is going to slowly break itself down. It's slowly going. I mean, it's not going to obviously be a quick drop, but it's going to get more and more bizarre every year from here on out. From what it feels like biblical times you can say, but like what you read in the Bible, like was it Moses' staff turns into a snake? So maybe not into that degree, but it does seem like we're heading in that direction eventually. I've been feeling this for a while now. It's just that, yeah, I mean, who knows? Like I said, next year is not fully clear, but it does feel like we're going into like we're being turned over. Like our realities are not entirely, but it is in a movement of major change. It's like little by little by little, but it's definitely going to get a lot more stronger over the next couple of years. As for yeah, this whole thing like what Bashar said, everybody's going to know that aliens are here. I mean, I don't think it's that easy to. You know, it's a slow growth for that. It might not even be well. Most likely we'll see something in our lifetime, depending on what age you are. It just feels like we're in strange. We're already in strange times. It's going to get more and more where they can't answer, such as what's going on with the weather. You can't answer that. They can get away with that stuff. They can get away with other things too. With the weather, it's like think of like the gods and ancient Greece, the stories of them. You know, probably seen mythology. You know, Zeus throws out his lightning bolt, causes this to the humans. Same thing. Nothing's changed. Even throughout history, probably things have not changed. I've always been connected to the. At least I've always been connected to the alien energies forever. It's just they don't advertise it everywhere. So yeah, it's going to get. Yeah, like I said, I don't know exactly. I don't know how the detail. Tell me anything. It's probably best I don't know. Like what's going on with Hollywood and a lot of these. We're going through a purge, at least through the sexual harassment stuff, but more of this to come. I'm not sure it's going to be in that subject matter. Who knows? It's just we're going into a great awakening. Those that are connecting, you'll continue to connect, obviously. Even those with the ego are going to connect either also. I mean, this all just we all have positives and negatives. None of us are perfect, so we're all assisting each other in some degree of openness. So we're just going into a bizarre state. Yeah, as for the weather, let's see. It's just, yeah, it's like with California, I try to get rid of, like a lot of elites live in California. And it's like either they're vaporizing somebody living there or just say, we're going to cause difficulties here. You can move or deal with it, you know, and they don't care who they hurt, basically. Something like that. Same like what happened in the other part of California, I forget where, San Diego, or forget. They're using like a laser weapon that would fire that doesn't make any sense. You know, with the trees are okay, ponies are anyway. So yeah, this is the same thing. Yeah, California is under siege. California does a lot. It does affect Hollywood's there. It does a lot. There's a lot of tech companies in California. You know, there's a lot of stuff there. So it makes sense why it would be a target. So military, there's heavy Edwards Air Force Base, I think, is there. It's like, why do I know that? Because it's popular. That's why. I don't know if it's Santa Barbara that has a lot of Illuminati energies. I forgot. I saw that on Project Camelot somewhere. Maybe it's Santa Barbara. I forget where. Maybe that's not it. Oh, it's not Santa Barbara. It's not important, but like those see military trucks going through the cities, like maybe Wednesday. I don't remember. I'll look this up. Who knows? Probably not. But either way, I want to, yeah. So as for where the weather is going to go, it's hard to say. Like now we're going to more of the snow season, and they're going to manipulate that like you wouldn't believe. So who knows what the future holds for sure. So Like, oh yeah, another thing I saw was Saudis losing their grip here to a degree. Like more Saudis might go down, possibly. You know, like follow the money type of situation. Yeah, who saw that with the Saudis losing their power? Now, when I first saw that, I didn't really think much of it because it's like now if it was like Rothschild, that would be like, okay, that's awesome. That's there you go. Or DuPont, or maybe the major Illuminati names that are on that list you find on the internet. I'm not sure if Kellogg's on that list, but anyway. That would get my attention more. I mean, the Saudis is a big deal that they got a lot of them got arrested earlier this year. That's a big deal. That's huge. But I think there's more that can be done. Like those that are connected to the Federal Reserve. I imagine you can find online of the names, the banks. And that's Rothschild, obviously, and other. It'd be fascinating to see if Rothschild, most likely they're pretty well packed up, meaning not to get arrested or anything like that. They own everybody, so it's not likely. Like with the Queen and all that, that would be even better. If she got arrested, that would be initially like change or whatever creature she is and start, chasing people down there. That would be really, yeah, nice old lady. I don't see that with her. I don't, she puts on this, oh gosh, she just creeps me out. I see why others, she just creeps me out. Just, this little lady energy, it just doesn't feel right. There's something else there. You got the little old lady look all you want. There's a creature there, that's for sure. Super. I don't know how that works. It's like when you sell yourself out, like obviously, I mean, she could have turned it down. I mean, she could have turned that down any time. Obviously, the power it just doesn't feel right at all. It's dirty energy. So, yeah, it's completely corrupt. But that's their deal. So, that's Rothschild controlled most likely. So, obviously, whatever name I'm gonna put on it, but it's definitely banker controlled. Let's put it that way. So yeah, as for the future holds, I'll try to go into that more Wednesday. I'll see what I can get. I'm not getting very far. So, oh yeah, there's Oracle cards are available. It's in the link down below in the description. It's from a site that makes playing cards, so they have tarot cards that you can create with them. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do this again anytime soon. Probably not. I thought about writing a channeled book and start doing channeled books. Now I'm doing the cartoon stuff here and there, so I might start doing channeling books that way. Because doing a video all the time, like I'm already worn out as it is. But I can sit at a computer and just let it all flow. So as for a book, so we'll see about that next year. I forgot who it was. I wrote a book in 2 weeks. It was all channeled. Not to say when I write something that fast, I don't have that much time on my hands, but definitely I'm going to go into more. Most of it be it'll be short books, but it will be online, available for free, but also it'll be on Kindle, things of that sort. So that's the direction where I'm going. I'm doing the cartoon stuff, and the cartoons doesn't take as much time as the comics. So comics I'm still working on too, here and there. Yeah, it's not enough of me to go around, as I can tell. But I'm going more into the entertainment field, trying to always. That's where I've been trying to go for my whole life. I see myself as I'm not going anywhere. Let's put it that way. I know I can't. I'm here for a long duration. I always knew that. Some are here for 30 years, 50 years, 60. I'm probably here until 80 at least. So, anyway, I don't want to think about that. So, yeah, I was going to go into a little bit of my past, like before I started doing this. There's a lot of things it was not easy, let's put it that way. So, not to say it's easy now, but it's getting a lot more productive than it was in the past. Some things I've blocked a lot of the past out, so I don't remember a lot of things. So it has not been an easy incarnation here in any shape or form. So I definitely don't have, twin flame and all that. I don't have any of that. I got close to that maybe a couple of years ago, and that ended up be something I'd be better off forgetting. So I don't have that. I don't have any of that connection. Just which is fine. But yeah, just there's not much to say. I'll probably write about it someday instead of verbally saying. I probably feel better doing that. Who knows? So I feel like I need to put some of that out there, just a little bit. It's not much. So it's like it burns thinking about it. That's why. So, because sometimes, kind of like Mystery Man here to a certain degree. I'm almost at 1 million views on YouTube, which is quite. Of course, it took me like 3 years to get there. Yeah, my channel. I'll be channeling for 3 years on March 15th next year. That'll be 3 years. I channeled on the Eyes of March, so that's kind of. So I have my own. That's how I can't forget it. So I did forget, but then I went back and remembered. So yeah, Eyes of March is when I started doing this. So it's been a very strange ride, that's for sure. So it's going to get more strangers, for sure. Okay, for those that are new to all this. Oh yeah, here's a cartoon for the day. So we have Planet Poker Night, Earth, Mars, and Saturn. I had to put that there because when you look at these, I have no idea what I'm talking about. It's like Mars looks kind of like a sausage, or no, not sausage, a meatball. So this is Saturn. So I heard you are going into space tourism. You have a little spaceship flying out of Earth. So. So I'm going to do more planet stuff. So yeah, this is where, and this eventually will go into a book form over time. So this is to help get attention to Jake and other creations. So instead of just using the rabbit, because the rabbits haven't, I want to get it to more mainstream audience, but it takes time. So, oh, come on, internet. All right, 1 second here. Yeah, so I'm gonna do more of the cartoon. Oh, I'm gonna be doing the cartoons a lot. Yeah, those aren't gonna go away. Those are fun. Those are pretty hilarious. Oh, is this thing following me around? Yeah, good. I don't know if it's following that around. Let's see. Oh, here's ivanteller.com. Here's private sessions. This is my schedule. A little bit tomorrow I'm open, and Thursday and Friday I'm open for the most part. Sunday I left open. Christmas Eve. Google Hangouts, Skype, Zoom, and channeling by phone. It's all recorded if you'd like. It's all private. You can do whatever you want with it. I also have questions you can submit here. 1 to 5 days, or well, we'll see about that. I'm going to put the Oracle cards. I'm getting to the Oracle cards. Let me go into this real quick. We have Spirit Social. Submit a question, healing, past life regression, message from Yeshua. 5-minute healing, channeling, consulting. 1 question from a day, chakra healing from a day, soul pain for safety, angelic reiki from Miguel. And the reason for this channel is because if you can't get this to work, we have this and that. And a little bit different. We also have Stellar Studio. That's in the link down below. Here's a cartoon. Last week, I'll post everything eventually. I might put these in order or not. Eventually, I'll put these in order. So I'll put the cartoon bank a little bit more clear. And we have Jake still. Issue 2 will come out eventually. Also have Patreon for if you wanted to check that out. So to know what's going on. To know what's to keep up with updates. what's happening. So basically, you get the image before everybody else does to see what's going on behind the scenes. So if you want to go to that regard, that's up to you. And here we go with the Oracle cards. So it's $12.75 for 37 cards. And most likely it's going to be the last deck I'm going to do for a long time, but it's I call them activation cards because it should help you open up your abilities little by little. I don't think you need a whole lot for that. So I know some people would do like a huge deck and all that. They do a lot of. I don't see any reason to have several decks and all. I mean, maybe eventually. This is very time consuming, and I'm glad I got this one out. I'm going to come out with a book also, more of the descriptions, but for right now, this should do. Maybe less information is better. And so it's $12.75. You can, and if you want to get multiple decks, the price does go down over time. Eventually, I'll have a box also, but you know, it comes in plastic. And the deck I got, it did kind of bend the cards a little bit. You can always message this company and just keep bothering them until they send you a new deck, basically. They haven't got back to me yet. I have to say I need another deck because this one needs to be fixed. But so hopefully they'll yeah, I'm surprised they didn't get back to me today about that. So definitely, yeah, I'm going to come out with like a mini book. It'll be online also. For free. So it doesn't take that, well, it takes time like anything else. So it'll just have more descriptions in there. Not a big deal. It'll probably be a mini book. Just nothing big deal. So but it has descriptions on there, so that actually might be good enough. I'll have a box also eventually. And you just put the cards in a box. They'll have the image on there. I tried to do that before, but now I have the store. So I had to get approved. It took like 2-3 days to get approved. So it's so as we're doing another deck, unlikely anytime soon. Now for channeling book channelings, I'll probably start doing that. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Might be just one book, might be several. We'll see. There's a lot of things that connect with different dimensions, different realities and all that. It's just used as to open up, basically. It's just to open up more, you know, just to maybe guide you to another direction, or maybe one sentence in there will be help you enough, or maybe none of it. So it should be interesting. Like Atlantis, different, like with the Pleiadians and other beings, what they have to say, what they're doing here right now. Things of that sort. So we'll see. It'll probably be short, like 150 pages, something like that. So it won't be super long. And I'll just try things out. So probably I do see several channeled books over time, and just take it with what you feel. You know, it's my perspective, so it doesn't always go with everybody's perspective, but we'll see. I don't have any time for anything, but you know, the cartoon stuff doesn't take that much time on my side. So I just write the description and the artist does it. So I'm just using that to build this and build the comic up eventually. You know, because I'm pushing because I've done what you know about my past. I've done a lot of creative stuff. So I used to, like, I wrote stories and since I was a kid, not writing, but coming up with all this crazy stuff. And in middle school I started writing it down. So I've been writing screenplays, stuff like that go nowhere. But I've been channeling forever. So connecting to aliens and all that made a lot of sense. I was writing about aliens, but never the ones that you read online. I was just making my own up. So that's what's going into the Jake stuff a little bit, it's the rabbit stuff. So some of that, so I haven't quite reached that point, but either way. So their cartoons are going to be just weird things. I haven't posted them all yet here, but eventually. It's just all bizarre. It instead of just alien, it'd just be weird, like with the planets hanging out with each other. So it'll be more relatable for other people. So they're fun. They don't, you know, they're not expensive to make, but as of the Patreon's cool. If not, that's cool too. But I have other comic projects that I've already had done. I got another one. I know I got too much going on, but nothing I can't handle, let's put it that way. So, all right. As for, let's see, it's 12. I'm trying to go quickly with this. See anything else? That's about it. Should be, yeah, like the book for the descriptions for the cards. Not a big rush for that, probably. But that doesn't. This is a copy and paste. That's all that is. So throw the images on a page and make sure it looks right. So that's about it. It's not that big of a deal. So, all right, here we go. I'm going to connect to the Atlanteans. They connected to me earlier today, so bring that vibration through. So much love, everyone. I'm not sure what they're going to say here, but most likely would be a short connection to give Ivan some break. So, all right, blessings, and here we go. Greetings. We are the 12th level Atlanteans. Yes, our vibrations was you opening the earth to its true realities. Your third dimension, yes, is very involved in your mindset, isn't it? You're connected to third dimension just like a program. The third dimensional program is going through your mind at this time, as you can see. You can say it's like a program. It is of an energy program. Some say your matrix planet is a computer program. That is actually very third dimensional to say like that. It is more of a vibrational energy. You can almost say as if it's sound that's turned itself into images. So sound is very powerful on your earth. Also, you know that your beings talk to you through sound, but sound can also create images such as your environment at this time. So sound energies is something for you to dive into to realize it is not a computer, it is mostly harmonic vibrations that are creating your reality at this moment. Yes, you might not hear it, but in your environment, yes, it's not a big generator up in your other side just running, and you're all just inside of it, the vibration of it. Not at all. It is a consciousness energy that is constantly being created. You are constantly creating your next day. As you're all very much involved in what you experience, you change your program day by day, minute by minute, second by second. Many of you feel like you're stuck on this dimensional level is because you're not finished with it yet. You wonder why you have not found that job or this money yet or whatever it is you're looking for because you're still exploring this part of your experience. And also many realize they're here for great things. You're all here doing great things at this moment. You just don't realize it as the stress levels of this dimension is heavier than any other dimension for that matter. There are other worlds, yes, have more intense vibrations. But you're here as a key of unlocking this dimension to more of a positive vibration, which is a big deal. What this dimension, as negative as it is finding peace. Many of you are peacekeepers, and that energy will continue. It will go into your government systems. You'd be surprised how that is actually going to your government. You'd be surprised. If it was chaos everywhere, your governments were at war in the skies and on grounds, and that's not happening. Yes, there are certain skirmishes. It is showing that your peace energies is working excellent. Yes, it has a lot of blockages, but it is still could be much worse. Realize also you are bringing back projections of your past, such as your Star Trek, even your Star Wars, is brought back from your past, as you have done these encounters before. Your Star Trek is just basically the humans, the Wyrans, and other beings involved with these spacecrafts on other going to search out. As your Atlanteans did this very much. It is not just you just on this planet, a bunch of aliens showed up and you just had a grand old time. Not at all. You were exploring other realities. And when you came back, your world was very different. Some went for a long mission, came back, and they saw the Earth not the same as they left it. And that is going to your planet of the apes now, isn't it? So you are reliving what you have lived in the past. You're reminding you of who's here. Your ape people, yes, have played a big role on your planet. You are very ape-like, as you are a humanoid, similar to them. And their presence here is quite strong that you have not seen yet. And eventually you will. Your Earth environment is going to more of a positive direction. Yes, it's not, you are still healing many wounds of the past. You realize some of you that are quarreling with each other have had this in other incarnations. Some don't want to hear the truth. Some just want to not evolve, as you can see, because it causes great difficulties. But that's what you came here. You're not come here to have it easy. You don't come here to explore yourselves. You are all explorers, exploring through each other's vibrations, but basically seeing what you do in certain circumstances. You realize that when you see an Earth on simulators, when they say, when this event happens or that event happens, what would you do exactly? Oh, I would just do the right thing. But then you come into an environment and experience it, and you end up maybe not doing that. That is what you're doing here. You're put in the circumstances. If you make a mess and don't clean it up, but you're outside, oh, I'm always clean. I'm always a tidy person. And you come into this environment and you have shit everywhere, basically. So let's give you another reason why you came here. And this is why some reincarnate constantly. It's like, why do we keep leaving shit everywhere? So you come here to clean it up. That's just an example. That gives you an idea of what you are doing here. You are bettering yourselves. It's easy to see in your spirit world that you would, oh yes, I would be a great citizen. I would never cuss or have a bad intention. And everything would be, I'll just be the ideal human on that planet. Now, this is just hearsay, as many do in your spirit world. Oh, I would never do that. And then you come into an environment where you're actually experiencing these tests, and you get a different scenario. I guess I'm repeating it, but I have a different perspective from this. This is why you come here to, yes, it is the small things here. It is the big things. It's much. Those are a part of your big companies at this time. Are, yes, they might be wealthy, but many of them are affecting many lives. And many will go through a great amount of karma because if they bring a lot of negativity to those lives, some, not all, will go through a karma cleanse, meaning they won't have that luxury in other incarnations. Where has great power, has greater responsibility. It's one way of looking at it. So realize those of the great power are being tested on a grand scale because most of them fail. Not all, but a good amount. Those lawmakers you call politicians, they fail all the time. Not always, though. Some do find other ways. They give their money away or they do something from humanity as they know they've done many to scar themselves in this hope for the best, basically. Your Harry Reid at this time, yes, brought up the UFO information. Realize he has a lot more secrets within him also. He's not revealing. But you're surprised that he's bringing it up at this time. As he is wanting to heal himself a little bit. Many of them carry a deal of information. And so the UFO information coming out is someone trying to clear some karma before they leave. That is where a lot of that's coming from. You can take your perspective as you want. But realize your Earth is, yes, unmasking itself in certain areas. Most humans aren't going to connect to it because they don't. Yes, they have to know themselves. They're in a program of third dimension in a level where the fourth dimension does not exist, as you can see. And so that program that's going through their mind, they're unable and unwilling, which is fine. They're on self exploration, and third dimension serves them well. And so, most likely, most humans will not allow this to change overnight because they're going through the library of their existence. Many come to redeem themselves, many of them have lost loves and, as aliens and reincarnate here to connect in a human form because nothing else worked. Some squid people, some amphibian people just cannot make their love life work. So what if I come in as a human and try that out? And you'd be surprised at the success rate. So they keep reincarnating here because you get success rate as being a Latin lover or whatever you call it. And so they don't let go of that incarnation. So they don't want a fourth dimension, they want a third dimension because it's working for them. Not all are like this, but to give you more of an example of how things work on your planet. Yes, that is all we have for you at this time. Send you positive energy of youthful energies. As when you go back into spirit, you are like a kid again. Yes, Earth is very serious, which is a excellent experience. But when you become a kid again, yes, it is a lot more fun for sure. Blessings to you. We have the Atlanteans. Understand. All right, take care, everyone.